Hi, this is Al Woods of Woods Recruiting. They don't know you. They don't like you. They don't trust you. Wow. Hey, man, trust, that's a hard thing, especially when you're in a business like this where you are charging people a fee to help their kid get into college. They don't believe you can do it. They're thinking, how can this person get my son? How can this person get my daughter a scholarship? Just get them a scholarship? That's how they're looking at it. That's how they're thinking about it, that you're going to be able to pull a scholarship out of your back pocket and give it to their kid. If they pay you a fee, you're going to get them a scholarship. That's how they're looking at it. So you got a lot of work to do, man. You got an uphill battle, man. You got some serious strategies to develop with these families. But what you got to do first is you got to build up your credibility in the high school sports community. That means you got to be at whatever sport you're focusing on. Maybe it's one sport, maybe it's two, but whatever it is, you got to be at all those games. You got to get to know all those coaches. You got to be seen by those players and their parents. You got to have your recruiting service gear on, your business cards at the ready, your logo polo shirt, you know, looking like a coach, but you're a college scout, and you got to be there. And then all it takes is for you to sign up one student athlete, work like hell to get them in college, and the rest will follow. So back in the day, for me, the trust factor was actually from the college coaches. They weren't going to take my phone call unless they knew the players I was talking to them about, presenting to them, were worthy of their attention. So I didn't want to send them crap. You know, I didn't want to send them a bunch of 5'9", nothing against 5'9" people, but I'm talking football, 5'9" linebackers. They didn't want to hear that. They weren't interested. So I didn't do it. I found out what they wanted and what they needed. What I used to do back in the day was I would email. So I worked with all the colleges in Ohio. So I just did Ohio for quite a few years. And so I would contact all the schools in Ohio, football, basketball, and ask them what they were looking for. That way they knew that I was coming. And then I would try to go out and get them what they wanted. Sometimes the student athlete didn't sign up with me, but I had their contact information, and I went ahead and sent it to the college program anyway, even though I didn't gain financially from it. But I was trying to build a relationship with that coach, trying to build trust. And you may be in situations like that. And then from the student athlete standpoint, you know, you may want to work with a couple of kids for free, just to start it out. Maybe each year you do 2 or 3 kids for free. You give them the whole service as though they paid your entire fee. That's so you can get your foot in the door with all the other kids at that school and all the other schools surrounding that high school in that community and beyond. You know, I'm up here in Cleveland, Ohio, and just in Northeast Ohio, there's at least a couple of hundred high schools, a couple of hundred, all within an hour's drive from where I'm at right now. That's a lot of schools, right? So I wanted to be there. I wanted to be at every school, from all the way from Cleveland to Akron, which is almost 40 miles. And I did. It was a lot of work, but if you want to be in this business for a long time, and I was in it for 29 years, this is the kind of thing you got to do. But if everybody knows you, if every high school coach has your business card, or you've talked to them, or they've been to your website, maybe build an email list of coaches, then they're going to think of you when it comes time to recruiting. Part of their job is to get their kids into college, so they're going to need someone who can help them do that. And that's where you come in. The high school sports community, they know nothing about you. To them, you're just a recruiting service asking for money. Their perception about recruiting services is from a negative standpoint. And now that we have social media, anyone can hide behind social media and say whatever they want about recruiting services, and they usually do. So how are you going to change the perception of the high school sports community? We're talking about the high school coaches, the club coaches, the players, and the parents. Forget about the others. They're just, a lot of them are just haters. So how are you going to change that? My advice is to be at all the games. My advice is to get in touch with every coach. Get their contact information. They need to be in your cell phone, those phone numbers to every coach. They need to have your business card. You need to be posting on social media. We used to have a scout back in the day, actually not that long ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and he would go to football games on Friday nights. He would go to football games on Friday nights, and he would record various parts of the game on his cell phone, highlights. And he would talk about the game over the play and then post it on Facebook, breaking it up in 4 or 5 videos of highlights of the game. And then he would ask his followers, what game do you want me to go to next Friday? And so that's how he started to build up his relationship in the community. All of a sudden, parents and players started to reach out to him because people go by what they see. And what is unseen counts for nothing. Remember that. This is Al Woods, Woods Recruiting. Thanks for listening. Do me a huge favor. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. Your comments are the oxygen we need to grow.